Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just doing the normal thing. I'm going back into YouTube just to make sure we got everything going. As you know, that's how it goes. Well, you got the end stream, so it must be good. It's going a little bit slow here today, but it's coming. It's coming. I can see it. I can see it. It's coming. I'm going back over to the other side, and I am on time. Yes, I'm on time. I'm going back to the other side, people. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Yeah. Okay, people. Big game coming up one more time. Leo is in the house. How you doing, Leo? Good to see you, mate. Nice and early. Always early. Leonardo Baraviera. Mr. Brazil. Mr. Brazil. That's what we're calling you now, my friend. Mr. Brazil. How'd you feel about that one? Leonardo Baraviera from Brasilia, Brazil, is to be known as Mr. Brazil. You were here first. You're my Mr. Brazil. You know your football. You know your stuff. You're Mr. Brazil. Brazil, Brazil, Brazil. Got a lot of good things coming up for you. Loads of things lined up for you. I've got the TV station ready to go. And I'm waiting to see if we can get some live stuff from the England match. We're just going over there right now. Give me a second. We've got some stuff lighting up. And we are waiting. We are waiting. We are live. So I'm going to just drop that down there. We're ready for the game. Chunzo, how you doing, son? How you doing? I liked your song. I liked your song. It's got something. It really has. You've got a... You're back again, bro. You're back again. But you got a good little song there, man. I enjoyed that. I really did. I did. So, scorelines. England at New Zealand. What are you thinking, guys? England at New Zealand. I have done. I've told a friend as well. I have. You know how to promote yourself. You need to get into radio or TV or musical or something in the entertainment business because that is what matters, how you promote yourself. We wouldn't have got where we are with this channel in such short time if we didn't promote, and we do. But I don't promote through other channels. I'm not going to tell you what because I don't want to spoil anybody's fun, but let's get straight into it. It's coming up. I'm going to go offline with you right now because that's where we need to go. And why are we here? We are here for one particular reason. That's why we're here. Oh, yeah. 3 Lions taking on the All Whites. It's England, New Zealand. Not many matches between these pair. Not many matches at all. Not many matches at all. We're going to take a look online now, and I'm going to show you exactly what we've got coming for you. Let's take a look. Come with me. This will be very brief, and you'll feel much better in the morning. Let's get over here. Take you straight to the England lineup. There you go. There's the England lineup against the All Whites. Pickford in goal. No shocker there. Pickford in goal. No shocker there. Stones, Man City. Guehi, Man City in the centre of defence. I got a feeling if those two start in defence, England's got a good chance of going further into this competition. I'm not saying they're winning it. It's been 60 years of failure. What makes you think it's going to go right now? And I'm teasing the shit out of you. But Guehi and John Stones in the middle of the defence. And Guehi coming in from Crystal Palace recently. That's a big pickup for City. Next year they win the title. There you go. Put money on it. Also, you got to say Harry Kane, number 9. There's an obvious admission into the team. Marcus Rashford, not really a favourite of mine. I can't say I love this guy at all. Especially when he got drunk in Belfast and didn't turn up for Man United. And then he swan songs off to Barcelona. Don't like the guy at all. But if he does it for England, I guess that's fine. Henderson in the middle. Well, you know what? Jordan's getting a little bit long in the tooth. Is he there for a long term? Guys that have played in World Cups before don't normally bring you glory in World Cups in the future. Just saying. Mainu on the picture there. Good young little player. Really decent young player. Made his stripes in the Man United's team this year and the last year and a couple of years. One of the few players that really stands up and fights and shows character, shows willing without that common England ego. Yeah, Mainu. Keep a watch out for him. Number 16. Like the guy. Rodgers in from Aston Villa. This guy has the potential to be a World Cup superstar. If he hits form in the 7 games of the World Cup, he will be a superstar. And I'll tell you now for a fact, man, Aston Villa will not be able to keep him. Number 17. Another Aston Villa player, Ollie Watkins, has a great season this year. Also with Aston Villa. Great season up front, scoring goals for fun. Let's see what he can do for England. He needs to start going on a scoring spree and getting the goals for England. If he's going to upstage a few of the strikers, that's what he's going to have to do, yeah? So Watkins, Harry Kane up front. Jed Spence. Jed Spence, what a rise to fame. What a rise to fame. Not so long ago with Luton Town. Then he got transferred over to Tottenham Hotspur. Didn't have the greatest of seasons, and then he came into his own and really showed what he can do. He's a real talent on the day, but he has to have the day. And then Quansah up front, another great pickup. Thomas Tuchel really has a decent team here. On the bench, Quansah. O'Reilly, I think you're going to see in this game. Anderson probably changing out for Henderson, and I'm surprised that Henderson is ahead of Anderson. Bellingham might be a surprise for you to see him on the bench. Not for me. Livramento. D. Henderson, the goalkeeper, not Jordan Henderson. Danny Byrne from Newcastle. Gordon from Bayern München, no longer with Newcastle United. Tony makes a statement getting back in there, especially after the drugs and the banning and all sorts of things, yeah? Well done for him. Another keeper on the bench, Trafford from Man City. James, Scott, King, Noeri, and Rio rounding out your starting lineup and the bench. Let's go over to New Zealand, take a look at New Zealand. Before we go anywhere, you've got to understand, Chris Woods was talking in the press conference prior to this match. Chris Woods talking about, we've got to step up. And then the press basically said, well, you're going up against international superstars, Premier League superstars. How are you going to get to grips with this? Tea time, just a second, guys. He said, how are you going to get to grip with this? Just wiping up the tea residue. And he basically said, look, it's like this. We don't expect to win this game. We expect a tough match. But that's the same for every game we play. He's talking about New Zealand. He also goes on to say, anybody on this team that doesn't want to be out there must be crazy. And anybody on this team is going to have to work their socks off against England today to get any kind of results. So he's literally there saying, it doesn't matter who we play. We have to play up all the time. Look at where we are in the world. Look at where other big teams are in the world. Look at England. They've got all the resources you could possibly hope for. And he's right. He's totally right. Looking about 8 minutes to kick off. So with New Zealand, it's a case of minnows against the big guys. David versus Goliath. It really is a David versus Goliath. I'm going to show you some games in the past between these two. But looking at the starting lineup. Number one, Max Crocombe, I should say, in goal. Tim Payne, Michael Boxall, Joe Bell, Matt Garbutt rounding out your defence. Chris Wood's going to be starting, obviously. Marco Stamamic, he's a decent player. Chris Wood can score and finish goals, make things happen. But he's going against an England team. Sarpreet Singh, another decent player. Elliot Just, I'll tell you what, you can see some things from him up front. Liberato Cacace, defensive midfielder. Lots of pace, plays with Wrexham. I haven't seen much of Liberate this season. He's been injured quite a bit, so that might be good for New Zealand and the rehabbing. But Liberato Cacace, number 13, haven't seen much of him. Decent player, very decent player when he's fit. And then finally, Finn Surman up top in the defence. Paulson, Mould, Karabusis, Bayliss, Binden, De Vries, Elliott, McCowett, Old, Pinjaka, Randall, Rufer, Smith, and Wayne. Rufer you might have heard of before as well. I want to show you something here recently now. The games between England and New Zealand. As you can see, overall, before today, just 2 matches. 2 wins for England. Let's take a look at that. 3rd of June and 8th of June, 1991. Both on the centenary for the New Zealand Football Association centenary. So England went down there to play 2 games back-to-back in 1991 after a brilliant World Cup in 1990. But 1991, they went down there. 3rd of June, 1991, Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland. 1-0 to England. A very late goal. Gary Lineker scores on 90+3. And then 1991 again, 5 days later in Wellington, not Auckland. Another friendly. England wins 2-0. gets to grips better with New Zealand. Stuart Pearce gets a goal on 12. David Hirst on 50. David Hirst, not the biggest of careers with England, but definitely Stuart Pearce and Gary Lineker. I'm sure those are names you've heard before. We've got a woman referee today, Natalie Smith from the USA. I'm going to say one thing. I don't want her to have any more heartbreaks or meltdowns with players like it's a boyfriend-girlfriend thing. Some of the looks on her face turn me right off. If she does a big game without getting caught up in the moment and looking like she's having an argument with a boyfriend, then I think she'll do great. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to women. You know, I have big aspirations and thoughts about what women do in this game and how big they are. Well, she's one that's caught my attention over time. I don't even really like what she brings. I'm just telling you. One more time, Natalie Simon, USA referee, in charge of today's match. Now take a look at some of the recent form. England coming in against Wales, 3-0. Then 5-0 over Latvia. Then 2-0 over Serbia. Then 2-0 over Albania. Then a 1-1 with Uruguay at Wembley. England winning 1-0 right till the end. Uruguay getting a late goal. And then the last game, also at Wembley, England 0, Japan 1. Japan are coming into this World Cup. I'm telling you now, Japan is coming into this World Cup in form. In form. And they're beating big teams. So now you've got to say England friendly today, New Zealand, then Costa Rica on the 10th, and then it's into the World Cup. As you can see, Croatia first on the 17th, Ghana second on the 23rd, and finally Panama on the 27th. Let's take a look at New Zealand while we got you on board. We're coming back on screen pretty soon. 4 minutes to kick off, guys. Hope you enjoyed the pre-game. Lots of good information, the simple information, but the right information. Taking a look at New Zealand coming in, a 1-0 loss against Poland in October. Also October, a 1-1 with Norway. Yeah, a 1-1 with Norway. That's pretty decent. That's a big team result. So they can do it. Will they do it today? Then after that, 2-1 loss to Colombia, a 2-0 loss to Ecuador, a 4-0 loss to Haiti 3 days ago. Itchy nose, goals are coming. 4-0 against Haiti. That's amazing. And then today, obviously coming up against England, 2-0. But 4-0 against Haiti, that really does make me think there's something coming down today. You never, ever know. It's going to be interesting. Getting you back on screen right now, guys. Welcome back on screen. Welcome back on screen. We're going to go into the chat. I'm going to set up the TV, make sure everything's flowing good. But welcome in, guys. Hope you're having a good time. And like I say, New Zealand minnows, what are they going to do? Are they going to get into this? There we go. We got the teams lined up outside. It looks beautiful. Not a sellout, but a decent turnout. England in red and blue, looking like America of old. Looks like America of old. Just give me a second. Turn that sound. That's it. Sounds down. Do you want the anthem? There you go. A little bit of the anthem for you. Pickford in yellow. Harry Kane looking good. There we go. That's enough of that. There we go. Anthem's done. Getting on the game. Into the chat. We're going to catch up with you people. Leonardo, Chunzo, the Reds go marching in again like they always cared, like it always fair. Yes. England, New Zealand. Yeah. Okay, if you've got something to say, Johan Gareng, say it. Just don't post stuff. Just say it. Otherwise, I don't know what you're saying, mate. Johan Gareng, England versus live. Okay, well, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to get rid of you. Bye-bye. Take me no time to do that. Bringing up the TV again. There's the referees. Yeah, look at them. I hope she doesn't have a piss fest with her boyfriend and gets all upset. And I tell you honestly, for an international match between men, I'm asking myself why we got women referees. Are men not good enough? I really think now's the time women need to referee women's matches and make the women's game great. and men should be refereeing the men's match. I think there's too much toe dipping by the women into this game, and I don't like it. I don't like it one little bit. That, to me, looks like a woke scene. An absolute woke scene. 2 boys and 2 little girls. I wonder what you're thinking now. But no, I don't like the situation. Not at all. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We shall see. Okay, just a second, guys. I'm just sorting some stuff out. Someone wants to piss around, you get banned, so you're going to get fucked off. Sorry. New Zealand, England versus New Zealand. Yeah, okay, you're going to get done too, mate. Bye-bye. Take a hike. Take a hike. You come in here with shit, you get treated like shit. You come in here as a fan, you're getting treated well. Absolutely. Just sorting out the mess. Here we go. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Goodbye. Go somewhere else. Bye-bye. Lovely. Here we go. Let's get the game going. Let's get on to having some fun. Ball's at centre-half. Little Mainu's on the ball. Chris Woods, Harry Kane having a chat. Big fella Chris Woods, but big fella Harry Kane. Yes, let's get into this game, see what's happening into the match. Welcome in all England fans. Welcome in New Zealand fans. And let's have a good old time. What do you think the score's going to be, Chunzo, Leonardo? Scorelines, what do you think? But the scene's looking fantastic down there. A change at halfway. Henderson's coming in. Again, I've got to say, Jordan Henderson being in the team, fantastic, fantastic. But I look for someone else to take his place. Anderson's coming in later. There you go. England all up on the front line. Looks like England's going down the middle, all the way from Pickford's boot up to the top. And the camera is a million miles away again at this stadium. Not the best viewing. Goal kick coming up. "23 seconds in. There's a big thing for England. When they play in the USA, it takes them the time to adapt. Well, adapting to Florida, Tampa Bay, Florida, it's going to be sticky. It's going to be hot. The humidity's going to come in. It's going to sap the legs. So England needs to use the ball and pass it around. Masked Marauder on the ball. Ball over the top, into space, and goes all the way through. Should be a corner. Should be a corner. Should be a corner. That should be a corner. Kakache gets a nick on it. Wrexham player gives away the corner. Let us see. As a Welshman, fuck England, he says. Oh, Chunzo, you do it, mate. You do it. Up the Kakache. And Chunzo 2-3 New Zealand. There you go. Wouldn't expect anything less from Chunzo. Beautiful, son. Beautiful. But you want to make that short song longer. It's got something to it, I tell you. Jordan now with the ball, passing it back. And that's the one thing. You're deflating the offense by passing it back. And all the way back to the keeper. All the way back to the keeper. Henderson with the old-fashioned straight to the keeper kick. And New Zealand repelling it, going forward. And that's not going to make it. Nice throw, nice idea by the keeper. But defender can't get there. Foul throw a million times over. That's a foul throw there a million times over. But say what you will, doesn't matter. England now moving the ball. Stones on the ball, coming forward. Guehi out wide. Comes in the middle. Back again. Stones looking. Just like he does with Man City, into the middle. Guehi on the ball. Out to the wide side. Nice zipped pass. Shows intention that he's going to get that ball to his man, Rashford, to Kane. Kane spins, turns, takes it inside, crosses to the far side, switches the play. Beautiful play. Tap down. England in possession. Just slightly too quick for New Zealand at the moment. Going through. Cross coming in. Kakache now clears the ball. New Zealand moving it out under pressure. Kakache up and over. relieving the pressure. Should be a free kick there against New Zealand, but nothing doing, says the referee. Henderson all over the field. But what is he actually adding? What is he adding to the England team? Anderson probably adds more. Youth, speed, vitality, desire. I feel Henderson's been too many places and been around too long that desire, that fight, it isn't there. But that generic work rate, yes, it certainly is. It certainly is. So, looking at what it is, Pickford out of his goal by a million miles. Four minutes in. It's going to be, I would say, in the 60s to 70% for England on the percentage on the game. Rashford crosses in the box. It's in the mixer. Coming through again. England literally in full control of the match right now. Can they find the opening early on in? Shot coming in. Goes in. Blocked. One more time. The intention is set there, though. You can see that England are moving forward, trying to get that early goal. So far, so good. Chris Wood can't bring it down. Ball out of play. New Zealand totally under pressure. Darren Baisley there. Look at the coach. He's having a tough time here. 2 games in the past. Both times England have won 1-0 and 2-0 back in 1991, like I told you. And New Zealand are yet in history to even strike in anger. They've never scored on England. From from that position there, I'd be putting the ball in the box. Spence really brain farting right now, but I mean, that's a free kick situation. Put it in the box. Why are you not putting it in the box? Setting up an opportunity. You know, set plays, free kicks, corners. Why not put it in the box? There's not enough chances in front of the box anyway. Therefore, get the ball in the box. Total football. Guehi now. Over to Spence. Spence. Masked Marauder on the wing, waiting for it. Doesn't get it, but he wants it. Bad play there by England, coughing up the ball. Now, New Zealand breaking fast. Breaking really fast. Can he go? Nice ball in the middle. Nice idea. England coming back, securing the defensive zone. Nice play by Pickford, finding his man on the right wing there. What I'm watching here with England is lots of individual players doing a nice job individually, but they haven't come together as a team just yet. So the individual plays keeping England in the ball, keeping them on control, keeping them running the game, and they do have the overhand here. Ball over the top, in the middle. Keeper gets that nice and easy. Well done, keeper. Crocombe, championship player. Decent keeper. Decent keeper. Not a world-class keeper, but a decent keeper. I've seen him play a few times this season. Decent keeper. New Zealand now up on the high ground. Chris Wood's been thrown to the ground, gets up, and a free kick coming. Does the referee know anything about advantage play? I guess not. I guess she does nothing know about advantage play, because that was an advantage play there. New Zealand down the left wing would have been loving to go far wide. The referee doesn't understand the advantage play. Easy to blow the whistle, this referee, but doesn't know the nuances of the game. That's the problem with the modern-day referees. Play the advantage. Let them play. Again, I'm going to say this, although it's not strikingly hot for you sitting there watching it, for the England players, this is going to be a bit of a warm day. Even if it's cooler in Florida, it's still going to be a warm day for the England team. Don't forget, recently with the EFL playoff finals, the temperature was at 27, 28. I can live at 27, 28, no problem at all. It's not an issue for me. But when you get out and play football, it is an issue. Scotland 1-0 up over against Bolivia. Well done, Shunzo-san. England down the wing now, on the edge of the box. It's all start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. It needs to start flowing. Ball to the far side, going over, going out, corner. England again. After 7 to 8 minutes, I'd say New Zealand can be happy where they are right now. They haven't conceded the early goal yet. And here comes the Belfast drunk Marcus Rashford. I think he's a very lucky man to be in this team. Thomas Tuchel showing a lot of respect to Marcus Rashford. Let's hope this is a turnaround for his career. Because at Man United, it just went terrible at the end. Ball in there, headed wide. It's in there. I tell you what, scrappy. A weak header on net. Scrappy in front of the keeper. And eventually kicked out. Ball kept in by England. New Zealand getting possession. And eventually, if New Zealand don't get scored on in the next 10 or 15, they'll start to get some confidence and start finding each other with the ball like they're doing right now, but they'll do it more effectively instead of under pressure. Ball down the line. Chris Wood going through. Looks like he's on. Unfortunate for Chris Wood there, bouncing into the player, but maybe he should have just shot early, but onside all day long, showing England that they may well be prepared to track back and watch the big man from Nottingham Forest, who literally has had a decent season again. Ball over the top. Well defended one more time. England getting the scraps, but New Zealand kicking it out of bounds. If you're looking indoors, just remember these guys are outdoors and they're going to be roasting themselves. Unlike England players to play in this heat. Does the heat stop England winning a World Cup? Well, let me put it this way. Teams from Europe don't normally win competitions in North or South America. Teams from South and North America don't usually win competitions in Europe or Asia, etc. Teams from Asia, the Far East, the Middle East per se, they don't do well in Europe either. So what am I saying? I'm saying in the climatical scale, if you're playing on your continent, you're normally doing okay. The weather, the temperature, it's all conducive to what you're used to. But if you're not used to it, well, then you're going to feel the heat. And England in the second half will probably feel the heat more. Guys that play in Spain, etc., like Rashford, they've had some good climatic training. But the English players, got to say, it's not exactly what's going to endear them to having a fantastic game. They're going to have to slow it down at times and literally make the ball do the work. Going nowhere there. Kakachi on the ball, clears it one more time, delicately down the line. New Zealand coming into the game, looking more dangerous as things are happening. Chris Wood using the body very well. Gahey on his back. Chris Wood's nice ball in there. Take the shot, son. Take the shot. Oh, take the shot. What are you passing for? What a brain-dead play. You got to take the shot. Take the shot, man. In a great position. Could have put it on net. Quite possibly could have put New Zealand up. Take a look at this. Criminal. What are you not taking the shot for? You have no target. There's no one in the middle. Take the shot. Over 11 minutes gone. Pickford's got a little strain, but he seems okay. England has another game after this in a few days. And then they kick off the World Cup on the 17th. Pickford with the ball in his own box. Why is he so low? Why is Harry Kane in front of his penalty area? What is that all about? But again, this corner coming in. Weak header. That's like placed. It wasn't even on net. Weak header. Should have been on net. Maybe he sees it late. I don't know. But again, no goal so far. Pickford out of his goal. Needs to be back on the edge of his penalty area, if you ask me. Guehi down the line. Rashford teasing, lovely through ball. Does he get the cross in? He does, but it's nothing again. The crossing hasn't been anything so far. The crossing needs to be a lot better. Rodgers says no problem. Yeah, he's okay, love. Leave him alone. He's a big boy, for fuck's sake. He's a footballer. He doesn't need your hand of approval. Get and do your game. Jeez, man. Crocombe in his lovely pink. There's Thomas Tuchel, the coach. Let's see what he does for England. Is he going to be the German that makes it right for England? A German coach taking England far into the World Cup. Is it going to happen? Maybe not. Referee's becoming a pain in the shit for most of the players. Take the shot. My. Could you have missed by even further, Watkins? Holy moly. A guy that's been red hot all season. Shanks it. Nearly for a corner. Wow. Got to do better than that, Ollie. Scratch your head, son. Scratch your head. Got to do better than that. And those guys that were saying they spammed our chat, don't worry. They got pissed off royally. They ain't coming back. They got boomed out of here like assholes they are. And we'll remember who they are because there'll be a report going in. They're going to get banned. Not from me. YouTube's going to have a word. We don't need dickheads. We need our family. And if you come in here acting like an oil can, you'll be called a dickhead because you are. No wokey-cokey club here. Real people, 100%, all the time. We talk real, we act real, we love each other, we respect each other. And if you're a stranger coming here like an oil can, you can piss right off. There you go, from the host. They don't say that in TV. "15 minutes coming up. England really haven't put anything together. Their training match is continuing. Looks like a bit of a training match if you're asking me. They're just going through the motions. Mino needs to set himself on this game instead of being out wide. He's more effective in the middle. And this tic-tac-toe predictable play on the wing between Spence, Rashford, Gahey, Mino, it needs to change up because that's becoming a little bit too predictable. Ball needs to go down the line. It didn't go. Shot coming in, and that's going to Mars. Rodgers again, way off target. Way off target. And this is what you normally see with England. You see them really not operating as big as they probably can. So I'm just saying. Just saying. I'm going to bring you some scores as we go through, guys. Don't worry. Nice tackle there. That's what he does well. Ollie Watkins bringing the ball back. Man down, getting up. England going through the motions. Henderson getting warmer. Harry Kane hasn't had a sniff so far. But, you know, he only needs one touch, and it normally goes in the back of the net. Rashford on the wing now. Passing off. Shot coming in. Nice save by the keeper. There you go. Harry Kane getting his first shot on net. Watching Kane in training recently, he's been really, really doing a great job. Just 1 second, guys. I want to bring up some scores. Take me 2 seconds. I'll be right with you. Be there in a second. Scores on the door so far, what we got for you. I'll give you some scores as we go through. Just a second, guys. Kane with that long shot as you just look him. Gets all of it. But keeper gets good fists on it. I'd like to see a goalkeeper catch the ball when he's saving it to keep his team in possession. To me, when you're punching the ball out, you're giving possession back 9 times out of 10. Unless you can put it to a defender. But I'd love to see that caught or saved like a real keeper used to save it back in the day. But so far, so good. 18 minutes in, New Zealand doing well so far. Scores on the doors, Myanmar 6, Guam 1, Belgium 5-0 over Tunisia. That's a big one. Armenia 1-0 over Kazakhstan, Ethiopia 1, Malawi 1, Sierra Leone 1, Liberia 1, Gibraltar 4-1 over Cayman Islands. That was huge. 4-1 over the Cayman Islands. Big result for Gibraltar. They don't get many goals, and they got 4. New Zealand now in the deep end of England's half. Moving forward, another miss-hit pass. England picking up the scraps, going the other way. Watkins now to Rogers. Rogers, lovely slide rule ball. Harry Kane watching it. Shot coming in. And Harry Kane would have loved to have got a piece of that. Kane now on the ball, edge of the box. No messing around, gets it back. England in possession on the box. Cross coming in, should be on net. Well defended by New Zealand. England getting closer. New Zealand defending with their lives, doing bloody good. Look at the result of that. Check out the highlight. Portugal 2-1 over Chile today. Romania 2-1 over Wales. Unlucky that one. Luxembourg 1-0 over Albania. USA right now 1. Germany 2. Dying moments. Switzerland 1-1 Australia. And right now, 16 minutes in, Bonnie Scotland is 1-0 up against Bolivia. More scores at half-time. England on the edge of the box. Kane now takes a touch. Ball comes through. And again, lucky bounce New Zealand. They get it out of dodge. Staying alive. Still 0-0 after 20. Ball in the box. Going out for the corner. Now I feel that England are starting to get warmed up, but I'm also feeling that England are feeling the heat, and I don't think New Zealand are feeling the heat as much. Just saying. Literally halfway through the first half, New Zealand doing very well. Let's put it that way. New Zealand are doing very well. Rashford now with the corner. Mr. Pink Boots with Barcelona on loan from Man United. Man United not looking to bring him back. I don't know what Rashford's looking at, but he's looking at something. Maybe it's not 10 yards. Doesn't look like 10 yards to me. Linesman, ball through, edge of the box. This is a training work game. Training worked. The game didn't. Just cross it in the box, guys. Enough of this messing around. Go direct. You have the people to cross and head, cross and shoot, but you have the people to get it done. You're in possession. You got the domination. Make it work. Don't be looking at 60 or 70 minutes with nothing doing. Corner coming up or throw-in. Throw-in coming up. Well charged by Garbett. Getting in there nice and tough. You're telling me that's the only ball we've got in the crowd? What a joke this is. What a joke this is. Where's the ball around the field? What a joke. Who organised this match? Where are the ball boys? Where are the ball girls? Shot over the bar. Where are the balls? The ball boys and the ball girls. Do you really think that that is helping him? I mean, he's more worried about his freaking hair. Honestly. Water break coming up. 21 minutes gone. So you got to say, New Zealand quite happy about it. England not doing anything. Warming up again, just going to go through some of the scores and some of the scores recently, just to give you some idea of what's going on in the world of football. On Friday, a couple of the big scores coming through. Slovakia 2-0 with Montenegro. Both teams not doing anything but going there. Russia 3, Burkina Faso 0. Not exactly the scoreline you would have thought. Maybe 4 or 5 would have been better, but Russia 3-0 over Burkina Faso. Moldova 2-2 with Bulgaria. San Marino losing to Bangladesh 2-1. Hungary 2, Finland 1. Big win by Hungary. Shame that they're not at the World Cup. Absolute shame. Malta 2-0 over Azerbaijan, and I have a Maltese national shirt. If we ever get to do a game, I'll put it on. Paraguay 4-0 over Nicaragua. So USA looking. Paraguay can score. And against Nicaragua, that's not so bad. But get ready, USA, your first match. Paraguay, they won 4-0 yesterday. Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia, 3. Puerto Rico, 0. Good result there. Canada, 1-0 over Ireland. Decent game by Canada. Decent game by Ireland. 1-1, I should say. And the result was a fair draw, 1 apiece at the time. And Canada didn't even score. Ireland scored their goal and scored the own goal too. Haiti losing 2-1 to Peru. Like I say, let's get back onto the game. People having their water breaks. And I can tell by Tuchel the way he's looking. He's wanting the ball to get winged quicker, get it wider quicker, and get the crosses in. He's not overly happy, but he wants work. New Zealand so far, you've got to say, 24 minutes in coming up once the water break's done. They've done a fair job. Give credit to their defensive game. They've done a fair job. England girls in the crowd having a good time. Stamanik and Woods could be the guys to get something for New Zealand. And don't forget, they've never scored a goal on England ever in history, but England's only scored 3. Just saying. Game's going on. Quickly, I'm going to show you a couple of things. Look at your TVs now. This here is Group G for New Zealand, taking on Belgium, Egypt and Iran in the finals. You can see the games coming up there too. I got a feeling New Zealand may well finish last in their match. Quickly, I'll go and show you this again, but quickly showing you the England group right now. England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama. Very interesting group. And England has played Croatia at the World Cups before. I'm sure you realise. Back on screen right now, bringing the game up to you. But I tell you, interesting times. Still in the water break coming out now. Bit of a long water break, wouldn't you say? 60 seconds should be enough. Bit of a long water break. But nonetheless, 25 minutes in, 0-0. And people back in England right now, you've got to say, it's a lovely time for people to be watching a game in England. It's about 9:30 at night. They're in the pubs, they're in the clubs, and they're waiting for England to score. And they're simply saying, why haven't we scored yet? We should be a 1-0 up here. Pickford on the ball. Under pressure. England dealing with it. Back across the box. Guehi bring it out. But England fans in the pubs, in the boozers, in the clubs, in the nightclubs, all throughout UK, looking for England to get something. Likewise, New Zealand fans all across the 2 islands looking to get something against England. And don't forget, New Zealand yet to score a goal in history against England. Haven't scored one in history. And the ball they're using, if you look over my shoulder, the Trionda is in the studio. Studio changes today. This is the last time you're going to see it like this. Ball coming forward now. New Zealand breaking over halfway. It's a 3-on-4. Cuts inside, takes that shot. Parried away by Pickford. Chris Woods looking to get the ball. Spence on the ball. England managing the ball out of play. I would be worried about that face guard on Spence mashing someone else's face in a header. That's why I don't think that's a safe thing to wear. It looks really hard. If he has a heading duel and someone gets the timing wrong, they might head his head. A little bit dubious with that thing there. Years ago, they wouldn't let you play with a cast. Now they're letting you play with anything. I don't think he should be playing with that. Something more softer, conducive to an impact. Nice save by Pickford, as you can see on your screens. Formality, but he gets it done. Now you can see after 27 minutes, New Zealand are now moving the interchange. Picking off people in triangles, playing real football, getting into the game. There's somewhere in this game now. The first 20 minutes, totally under pressure. England had everything, all the possession, did not create a single worthy concrete chance. So let's talk about New Zealand's defence right now. They're standing up. Kakachi now throwing the ball through. They're playing for their lives and they're playing with pride. And literally, you got to say, Semi-professionals and professionals going up against superstars. That's what you got here today. David versus Goliath. No other way to look at it. And if New Zealand get anything out of this, give them 100% credit. They're really now operating in the game, playing in the game, finding the spaces, opening up England pretty well. And for a team of travelling salesmen, would you say, they're doing a nice job. They've really come into this game very well. They rode the storm for the first 20, but now they're on the ball, on their toes, and they're picking the spots. They're picking the passes. They've got people in open spots. They've got targets. England are sitting back, and England would be wise to start pressing and not being lazy sitting back. I know it's hot, but it's hot for New Zealand too, right? Ball down the line, up to halfway. Kane brings it down beautifully. Puts the ball to the far side. Well played by Kane. Brilliant play. Acres of space on the left now. Needs to get the cross in instead of trying to take the man on. Get the cross in. Instead of taking the man on, get the cross in. Ball coming wide. Shot over the bar. Not even close. Not even close. It seems coming to Florida has ruined the shooting boots of England. Every shot so far has not even been close. Crocombe in net for New Zealand has not been troubled. And looking at the size of the crowd here, not a big crowd at all. Not a big crowd at all. Crocombe all the way up to halfway with the big kick from the goal line. England now literally know they're in a game. They're now going to have to work harder than they were before. New Zealand opening up, coming into this. Shot coming in. Blocked one more time. Kane brings down the ball, wins possession, gets England back on the ball, just outside the box one more time. Does the cross come in? Henderson walking around, not really adding anything. Ball into the keeper. Nice, easy gather. Harry Kane saying thank you, but couldn't get there. Again, I got to say, you got to feel comfortable, New Zealand, in the game right now. You might not win this, but the first 30 minutes, you've come back into the game. Ball into the middle. Harry Kane can't get there again. New Zealand dealing with it nicely, and the keeper coming for this one again. Crocombe takes his time, keeps it in play. Having a great time there for New Zealand. Again, nothing's troubled New Zealand so far. They can be quite happy with what's going on. They had the pressure for 20. Now they're in the game. Now they're dictating their own destiny. Chris Wood's been held and grappled. Referee says no foul. I probably would have give it. Back to Pickford now on the ball. Waiting for someone to get closer before he kicks it. Ball down the line. Great pace there by Watkins. Brilliant place by Watkins. He's doing a massive job. Can he get it in the middle? Great keeping. Well done by the keeper. Well done by the keeper. Maybe Watkins should have kept moving with the ball. But great effort by Watkins to beat the defender, get around the defender, get the cross in. Rashford just late getting in there. Again, England not close. New Zealand coming into the game. Absolutely snapping on the ball. Toe on the ball, looking at the play, dictating where to go. They're not overawed now. England's inability, literally England's inability to get something happening has put New Zealand in the firing line. 2-0 Scotland over Bolivia. Well done, Scotland. Memories of 1978 when Scotland were in the World Cup in Argentina. And it all went wrong with Ali's Army back in 78. Brilliant Scottish song. Back in the day, I still know it. Kane now on the ball, tic-tac-toeing. Rogers on the ball, no space. Keeps it in play. Johnny Stones. Moving the ball nicely. 3-0 now. Holy moly. Scotland are going to go for the biggest score of their history if it carries on. 3-0 to Bonnie Scotland against Bolivia. That'll be a game to watch. Right now, England waiting for the goals. New Zealand quite happy defending, breaking on the counter. and not overawed. They would have been before coming into this game. Remember, listen, I'm listening to Chris Woods in the press conference yesterday, the big striker for New Zealand. And he's saying, we're going to have to stand up. And the press is saying, well, how are you going to do? He basically says, well, everybody on the team is going to have to stand up and play their part. And they say, well, you're playing superstars. He's like, yeah, we know. But we just got to stand up and play our part. It doesn't get any easier by talking about it, he says. We just got to go out there and do it. And those guys that are playing for New Zealand, they're going to go out there and do it. Right now, they're going out there and doing it. They're not overawed. Marcus Rashford down the wing now. Crosses in. No, he fakes it. Comes inside. Fakes again. Gets the cross in. Far side. Harry Kane on net. And tipped over by Crocombe. Not really a threatening header, but it was on net. Crocombe gets it done. And that's the first close chance for Harry Kane. On target, really couldn't get no power on it. He's leaning back on it. He get the defender on his back, and it's high, wide, and over. Take another look. He's leaning back. He gets the defender on him. Keeper makes a routine save. He's going back against the keeper, but a routine save. Rashford with the corner. 34 minutes. In comes the corner. Nice corner, headed wide. Out from danger. Who gets the ball? England back in possession. Henderson holds the ball. For me, Henderson can come out of the game. He is walking around. That is a man that has not got the fitness to go 90 minutes. Get him out of the game. Get Anderson in for Henderson, at least at half-time, because Henderson's legs have gone. He's hanging back, jogging. For a midfielder, he can't handle this heat. Well done, Pickford. Nicely collected. But again, Henderson, for me, get him out of the game. I don't know why he's even in the squad. Ball down the line. Lovely play. He's going to make that as well. Is there a target? Cross coming in. It goes through. Unfortunately, no one's there. Nice idea. But again, quality in the final third. Not quite there for England right now, considering the skill sets of all these players. They haven't got it done yet. Angus McWhirter, hello. Angus, how you doing, fellas? Angus says, hello, Stevie, how you doing? I'm doing good, buddy. I'm doing good. Right now, 0-0 England, New Zealand. And the first game we're going to be talking about coming up for the World Cup is Mexico taking on South Africa on the 11th. But Sunday night, mark your calendars, Sunday night, I will be bringing a live World Cup show. We'll look at the groups. We'll look at the potential top 10. We'll be looking at the potential dark horses. And my pick for it all. Coming up Sunday night, World Cup show, live here at Ultimate Soccer. Join me again for that one. North America should light it up when I go on air with that one, because it's all about this zone, this time, and this World Cup. Again, I got to say, New Zealand are impressing me defensively. They may well impress people in the World Cup. But right now, they're impressing me with their defensive display. They're all together, fighting for each other. Harry Kane won't get that. Had it nicked off his toe. But New Zealand have literally come now. They've got the bit between the teeth. They've got a bit of steel in there. They're not playing nice. They're playing physical. They're getting into this. Ball over the top. Coming in, well gathered again by the keeper. If you can take a closer look at this field, what do you think of that field? To me, it looks newly laid. It doesn't look like it's firm enough, but the guys are doing a great job. You see that too many times in North America where they lay a field new and it doesn't really lend itself to playing a great game of football. Just saying. I've seen it too many times up front as I've walked on these fields for real. Angus says, we'll check that out for sure. I am great on my end. Right. Nice. Yes, definitely Sunday night I'm going to bring that. I'm going to put the thumbnail up today and get it advertised so people can get in here again. It was just a matter of picking when, and also the new stadium, or the new studio, I should say. We've got to get that finished off. Time is clicking. Got to get it done. Half time, we're going to be listening to Group L music from the World Cup coming up. Group L. Oh, yeah. England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Musical tracks for the World Cup for Group L. Ball coming through now. Has he got something on it? And again, an easy clearance. Goes out for the throw-in. Again, the crossing from England. Not really going to get it done. Not going to get it done. But yes, halftime show. England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Musical tracks for the 2026 World Cup. Get into there, you'll love it. Chunzo's music. Chris Cavlin, hey Chris, how you doing, mate? Chris Cavlin down in Australia. You haven't missed yet much, my friend. It's been quite one-way traffic. Corner coming up for England. One-way traffic. New Zealand defending very well. Doing exceptionally well, gotta say. But you would think England will get closer sooner or later. Rashford with the corner. "38 minutes gone. In history, New Zealand have never scored on England in 2 matches. In history, England have scored 3 on New Zealand, a 1-0 and a 2-0. In Auckland and in Wellington, New Zealand, 1991. Ball in the middle, headed out onto the edge of the box. Does someone get a hold of this? England players jogging in, not running in. Ball coming out to the left side again. A generic play by Henderson. Rashford with the cross, coming in. Great cross, going wide. Easy for the keeper to gather. Nice cross, but no one on the end of it. Have another look. High, wide. And not handsome. 39 minutes coming up to 40 minutes. Angus McWhirter finished. USA lose 2-1 to Germany. Considering the loss in a friendly, USA actually did pretty well. That's good to hear, Angus. That's good to hear. Germany's got some decent form going in. Right now, England going forward. Ball in the middle. Going through. Kane touches it. Has it. Comes wide. Looking for the opening. Pushes it through. England still in possession. Losing possession. It's now in the box. Kakache losing possession in the box. England now in the box. It's give and go time. Who's going to keep the ball? Shot coming in, perhaps? Going to the wide side. Very frenetic. Shot coming in and way off target. Yeah. You need to do better, Rashford. Need to do better. It's all individuals. Like I said 25 minutes ago, England is all individuals right now. There's no team chemistry. This is individual plays. It's generic plays. If I was the coach at half-time, I'd be saying a few words. With his nice little blue flower, he don't look too happy, Tuchel, and he won't be happy. You should be at least a goal up in this game. New Zealand can be very happy with what's going, and the coach there telling everybody, keep talking, keep working, keep talking, tell everybody where you are. Have your man's back. Free kick coming up against New Zealand. And pretty soon, this is what they're going to be playing for, this big World Cup. That's a life-size unit I've got there, the big World Cup. That's what they're going to be playing for here pretty soon. Who's going to win it? Join me Sunday night. I'll tell you all. Rashford on the edge, passes off. Cross into the middle, no target there. There was no target there whatsoever. Mainu crossing the ball in, but nothing doing. There was nothing there. Chunzo says, but I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 5 miles just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Angus, the past couple of weeks I've been keeping summaries of matches on paper. Part of me being the archivalist. Well done, mate. Bring it Sunday night. Well done. I'll look for you Sunday night, totally. 3 minutes to half-time. England really making life hard against a team of New Zealanders who've really come to block the bus, block the pass, block anything. It's a good idea, absolutely. Chunzo, join me as well, mate. You're always welcome. You're always welcome. You know you are. But so far, we're looking at a very generic game here. England haven't done it. I told you they'd have a problem with the heat. They're having a problem with the heat. England need to play in cooler climates for them to excel. And if they get in a big building, shut the roof. England might have a chance. But in the sun, Well, only wild dogs or mad dogs and Englishmen play in the sun, as they say. Ball coming through. Stones will get their first back to Pickford. Pickford hashing it wide. Not exactly the best of clearances. Oh, I do. I do. I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles. I know the song. I know the song, son. I do. I do. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. And it always is good when it comes on in the pub of a night time, isn't it? Everybody gets into it. England marching down the right wing, coming up to halfway. Literally, Harry Kane on the ball as a midfielder. He needs to be further up the field, and probably that's part of the problem. England players out of positions, not being disciplined right now. Ball comes through. Way, good to see Kakache. Yes, Chris, it is. It's good to see Kakache. He's had a decent game. Liberato Kakache, ball over the top. In the middle, well done by Crocombe. I tell you, man of the match, Team New Zealand at the moment, but Crocombe has been outstanding in goal. He's read the plays fantastically well for New Zealand. I tell you, coming to the new World Cup, it's going to be interesting to see if he keeps New Zealand in the game. England now need to go with pace, but there's no pace. Has the ball stripped off him. Too worried about looking ahead. Spence has the ball stripped off him. Get him off at half-time. Harry Kane gets the ball going. There's not enough zip in this England team. When you see a striker like Harry Kane run to get the throw-in, to get the game going, you know people need a kick up the arse. They're walking. They need to start working. Going down now. Free kick referee, no free kick. Great defending by Kakache. Should be a goal kick. Absolutely. Well done, Kakache. Rodgers doesn't do the simple. Should pass off and work around it. Individual plays, I've been telling you all game so far. England, individual plays all game long. They need to connect as a team in the second half, and I'm telling you, Tuchel will probably be ripping his hair out, what little he has left. 3 minutes by the linesman. Note to myself, put a new AAA lithium battery in my remote on June 11th. Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. Cross coming in. There's a target. There's a target. Does he get there? Unlucky. Chris Woods was looking to wrap that right boot around it by diving in, but nothing doing. And Woodsy's had a couple of chances, half chances, but he's had some chances. The Nottingham Forest striker, the big New Zealander. It's not to be a shocker here to see England lose this 1-0. They've had all the possession. They've created very little. They're labouring in this game, and literally, the happier of the two, New Zealand look happier with the weather. England need to start getting the ball doing the work instead of this individual garbage, and that pitch is really not conducive to dribbling, my friend. It's not a great pitch at all. Look at the way the ball is bouncing. Look at the lines in the field. It's not even knitted. How long did they put this down? 2 days ago? Not a good field at all. And this kind of field, believe you me, is a field that can cause injuries. It's not knitted. It's not rooted. Chumzo says, should have brought the Jam Jot 500 remote. It runs on orange juice. There you go. England now moving through midfield like a knife through mud. And a blunt knife through mud. They are labouring. They're finding hard work in this situation here. Cross needs to come in. Does come in. Headed wide. There you go. Harry Kane. One touch. Thank the Lord. Harry Kane gets another big goal. Nice cross by Spence, like I told you. Get the crosses in. Simple. People head it in. People tap it in. Done. There you go. 1-0 right before half-time. And very fortuitous for England to be 1-0 up right now. They've had the pressure. Simple goal, simple play. That's what they need to continue. And all through the World Cup, they need to make simple plays. Great cross coming in. Finally, from high up where I love the cross coming, Kane wraps his head backwards around it. Take a look at the header from Kane when he comes in. There's Jed Spence. Liked the cross, but look at Kane's head. He's literally heading it underneath the ball. Have another look. He heads underneath the ball. Have another look. Have another look. Look at that, underneath the ball to curl it in. He knew exactly where it was going. And that is a great finish from a great striker. that has never won anything in England or with England. No trophy ever picked up by this guy, Harry Kane, for England or an English team. All he has ever won has been in the red shirt of Bayern Munich in Deutschland, Germany. Half-time coming up. It is half-time coming up. England 0, changed to 1-0, and I'm going to hit that scoreboard right now as I've got a chance. But 1-0 so far. England 1-0 up. Harry Kane. You've expected Kane to get it, and he does. New Zealand will feel disappointed. Disappointed that they're not still 0-0. But a great cross by Spence for the first time in the game. Otherwise, it was bad crossing all the way through. And Harry Kane does what he does best. Same time, Kane scored as well. Scotland 4-0 up against Bolivia. Great game for Scotland to be running. Great for the confidence. And I tell you what, let's see where it ends up for those guys. But yes, at halftime, 1-0 to England. Let's hope we have a better second half. But again, that heat is slowing the English team down. New Zealand have no problem with the heat, no problem defending. Can New Zealand get a goal in the second half? All-time history now, 1-0 to England in 1991, 2-0 to England in 1991, both matches in New Zealand. Right now, it's 1-0 to England. There's only ever been 3 matches between England and New Zealand, and there's never been an England-New Zealand match in England. They've only been in New Zealand. So this is the first time New Zealand play England outside of New Zealand. 1-0 half-time. Harry Kane gets the goal, saves the blushes, and all the pubs and all the clubs and all the nightclubs in the UK, in England, are jumping up and down, looking for more. Okay, guys, half-time's coming on up, and I'm going to show you, just checking we got it on there. We're going to be looking at Group L right now, Group L, in the World Cup. 4 tracks. You've got England's group. England's group is like an industrial ska reggae kind of feel. Croatia's the typical Eastern European feel. Ghana has got that African touch to it as well. And then Panama as the central, not south, central American Latino sound, very much in tune with Panama. You're going to listen to those 4 teams' tracks as we go through, and after that, we're going to get back into it and talk more of the game in the second half. But as you say, 1-0 at half-time, and I'm just looking into the chat right now, just in case I get someone forgotten with. Let's make sure. Same time score, Kane scores, Scotland scores, it's 4-0. Chunzo's nearly 10 o'clock, yes. It's going to be 11 o'clock by the time we finish. And Angus, unless I pay for another streaming platform, I am only listening to Steve orate this match. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Get in here for free, mate. I tell you what, and interact with us. I know you do, Angus, but anybody else listening, interact with us. Join this family. Get in here. And as we go through, we have more fun. But as Angus just says, you might want to stick here for the narration of the games because I bring the real feel. And TV, I'm sorry, if you want to sit there and watch TV with smoke and mirrors and makeup and suits that don't fit and all the crap you don't need to listen to during a football match, you go there. But if you want reality and you want to be invited in and you want to feel like you really are part of this, then get in this. Because once you join this channel and I know your name, you are not a stranger, and I know everybody on this planet. So get in here and join. We've got great women in our family. We've got great men. We've got great youngsters. And there's a few of the older people know. There's a few young'uns that like to call us geriatrics. Well, that's all good because we've got all the brains. They've still got to get the brains. We know all our shit. They've still got to learn it. And also, I've got to say, one more time, the women on this channel that we have, they know their football. And big love to the women giving me the hearts right now as well. Love you all. Big time. And the guys. And the guys. But again, half-time, we're going to go now to the music. Group L, England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Enjoy this. I'll be back with you. I'll be sitting here listening to it, but I'll be back with you on screen in about 9 minutes. Enjoy, my people. Enjoy. 1-0, England. Half-time over New Zealand. England track first. Then Croatia, then Ghana, then Panama. Enjoy. Well, there you go, guys. Hope you had a great time. I was enjoying that. Bobbing along into the music and looking at those pretty ladies in the crowd. I mean, come on. Who doesn't look at the crowd? Who doesn't like looking at the crowd? But hey, get in here, like, subscribe, join the family, because the World Cup is coming. We've got lots more to go through, and I'm going back on TV, making it sure that you are looking at what I'm looking at. But right now, waiting for the team to come back out. But yes, those musical tracks, just a little bit of an insight to the tracks. The first track you listened to there was the England track. Ska reggae, England industrial urban style ska reggae feel to it from UTEM Records. Thank you, Zoltan. Go to UTEM Records to listen to more great reggae. I'm telling you now, Zoltan does a fantastic job. But the first track as the guys are coming out, you got to say, England coming out to the field first. Making changes. We'll see. Bellingham's on the field. He's made a change already. Bellingham's on there. Anderson's on there. Danny Scar, I can see, is on there. Big change in defence. So he's giving people run-outs, yeah? Trafford's in goal from Man City. And Tuchel slapping high fives with the fans. More people changing in, changing out. So a bit of a wholesale change for England. O'Reilly's in there. I'm glad to see O'Reilly's in there. O'Reilly, for me, should be a starter for England, no doubt about it. The young man from Manchester, Man City super player for a young kid who scored both the goals in the FA Cup recently. Make sure we got that switched off. But there we go. There we go. But yeah, O'Reilly, you're looking at him on TV right now. Totally a big player for England from now and moving into the future. Gordon's on there, Anthony Gordon. He's looking ready to go. So now New Zealand have got different issues to think about. Tuchel has put his team out. Now they're going to look at what they can do with a different lineup. 1-0 at the moment. If they get to grips, and put it this way, this second half, You're going to see players from England putting in the effort. They want a starting place coming up in the first matches for England in the World Cup. They may well be friends. Tony's on the field as well, and he can make things happen. So wholesale change for England in the second half. It's a different game we're going to see, hopefully a bit more exciting. But we will wait and see. Chris Wood's on the ball right now. Let's just wait and see what happens. And keepers in scorelines. Angus McWhirter says, love reggae ska. One day I want to wander Kingston, purchase reggae ska calypso music by day and check out the dance halls by night. Yes, man. Yes, man. Yes, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the first song was a ska reggae. Second was typically Croatian Eastern European reggae style, but with the international flavour of Croatia. And the same can be said about Ghana in their track as well. Ghanese flavour with the reggae, and then to finish off Panama with that lovely Central American bobbing along, walking down the beaches, tripping through Panama City. Now back to the game. O'Reilly now on the ball. England now changes, big time changes. Looks like they're going to be more impressive the second half. Bigger starting back line than before. Let's see what happens. But they know what Tuchel is looking for. Everybody's getting a run out today. Look for the next game with England. Getting a run out again on the 10th. Getting slowly prepared for the World Cup. But look at the last three games. 1-1 with Uruguay. A 1-0 loss against Japan. Right now a 1-0 so far against... Look at that. You can't get the whistle out of mouth quick enough. Can't get the whistle out of mouth quick enough. She's having a fucking heart attack. Can't get the whistle out of her mouth quick enough. Scotland 4-0, Bolivia at half-time. Well done, Chris Cavlin. Nice one, nice one, nice one. She couldn't get the whistle out of her mouth quick enough, could she, eh? I tell you. Gordon now. Deep. England playing the one-time stuff. It needs to go one time again, and it doesn't. Ball going the other way. What can New Zealand manufacture? Nothing at all. Swarmed by a sea of red as soon as they got on the ball. A different looking England team in the second half. It seems there's a lot more fire in the belly and effort in the running, coverage, and people working. Henderson, for me, I tell you what, at Henderson, I don't think you'll see too much of Henderson in the World Cup for my money. I don't think he is an advantage for England whatsoever. The legs are long. He's old. He can't get it done. Chris Cavlin, you're right. The pitch is shocking. It is, mate. It is. It's a shocking pitch. How that ball is bouncing. You can see someone... I mean, this near side to the field, you can actually see the lines in the field. You can actually see mud through the lines. So credit both sets of players for playing on this. Really credit the guys. But it's not the best field. And I'm saying it's a field, not a pitch. Time to be honest. No time to lie. Into the middle again, one more time. England's shifting it from left to right. Right to left. Left to right. Right to left. Gordon on the ball now. 1-on-1. The big new Bayern Munich player goes wide. Wins the corner. New Bayern Munich player. Tea time is here, baby. Brand new cup of tea. Woof. Oh, yeah. And Angus, I love ska reggae. I grew up to the Specials, Madness, Selector, a few of the likes of da-da, da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da, da-da, da-da-da-da, boom, boom, da-da, da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da, da-da, da-da-da-da. Look at her go again. Look at her go again. I mean, come on. Stop touching him. You don't need to touch him. Just talk. And they're both laughing at the referee there. They're both laughing at her. Ball in the box. Headed in. It's a scrap in the middle. Keeper needs to come. He doesn't come. Oh, and off the post. I tell you, would have been legitimate 2-0. Dan Scarr would have got his first goal for England, but he just doesn't. Unlucky. Unlucky. An interesting player here is Bellingham. Where has his game gone? Was massive with Real Madrid. He's in and out. But where's his game gone? Has he hit a ceiling? On his day, he's a good player. But I haven't seen too much of him recently. Free kick coming up, New Zealand. Kakache been a real pain in the arse for England, and I tell you what, he's playing a great game for New Zealand. Look for Kakache to bring the same tempo, and play in the World Cup. Angus says, I saw the specials in the 90s in Lawrence, Kansas. Good stuff. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Especially Ghost Town. This town. It's coming like a ghost town. All the clouds are being closed down. Yeah. Specials. Grew up to them. I watched them on the old grey whistle test, which was very early 1970s. And it was raw. And it was good. But yeah, the specials, 1990s in Lawrence, Kansas. Good time. Good time. That would have been a real good time. UB40 is another good group I like as well. Went to see UB40 live a few times. Front row, getting stuck in there. Anthony Gordon now. No time on the ball. Hasn't beaten his man yet. And New Zealand, like I say, defensively, New Zealand have done exceptionally well. I know they're a goal down, but they've done exceptionally well as a team throughout the whole park. Ball over the top now. Anthony Gordon racing. Does he take his man on? Gets the ball back. Crosses in. Someone in the middle. Nobody there. And that's not the first or the last time you're going to see that in this game. You've seen a few diagonal crosses going into the box where no one got on the end of it. And should somebody be there, it was a simple tap in the net. A la style Frank Lampard when he used to arrive late in the box, midfielder, Frank Lampard style, arriving late in the box. This ball comes out now, arriving late in the box. Bang, there you go. Should be on top of that ball, 2-0. No one was there. No one was there. Reece James, another guy I don't really appreciate on the England team. I think he's in and out, in and out. I think he's got a nasty edge. And I don't think you need a guy with a nasty edge in a World Cup. I don't rate him. I know a lot of people do. But he's in and out of the picture. He's not consistent. Injury prone. Bad attitude, like his sister. You think I'm kidding? Remember his sister stomping on I believe it was an Australian player back in the day at the Women's World Cup? Have you forgotten? That's in their family. Like brother, like sister. I like people who play fair football. Hard, tough, but fair. Not dirty, not arrogant, not nasty. Just saying. Seems to be in the Reece family. Talking about platforms, Angus, for the World Cup, I have got a few platforms for all games so I don't get locked out. I've got 3 systems that I can run with. 2 in the media world that you can't buy. Shot coming in. Anthony Gordon gets the shot. Drops low. Cross coming in again. Another shot. Anthony Gordon gets the ball. Turns the other way. Well played by Gordon. Very, very experienced now. O'Reilly. Clipping it in. Doesn't get there. Nice idea. England swarming in and around. Royce now over to the right wing. Cuts inside. Comes inside. Puts inside. Does the shot come off? Should do, but it doesn't. Gordon on the ball. England down to the left side. On the edge of the box now. One more time. Clip to the far side. It's coming long. England still in possession. Lovely skill sets. Ball to the far post. It's going wide and headed out by New Zealand one more time. New Zealand just sitting there waiting to see what develops and reacting with whatever England do. They're reacting perfectly so far through the game. Great defensive display by New Zealand. I got to tell you, they're showing up today. They're not looking like minnows. They're just being shaded by the scoreline. Although England has the dominance in possession, New Zealand have been absolutely stellar in defending. Absolutely stellar. They'll remember this game for the rest of their lives of how they showed up. And right now, the biggest loss New Zealanders have ever had against England was 2-0. At the moment, it's just a 0-0. Free kick coming up, and that was a dive all the way. That was a dive all the way. Now you're talking, Angus. Now you're talking. Holy moly, yeah. The Clash. London Calling as well. Stiff Little Fingers. Oh, yes. Yeah. We had some real music back in the day. I know all the senior guys in here. And anybody from like 40 odd over, you definitely remember the ska reggae days. You definitely do. You could not remember. It was the best music at all. But yes, Stiff Little Fingers, The Clash, Susie and the Banshees, remember that too? Bit more punkish, but in the era. We had some great groups. Ball over the top, into the mixer, keeper doesn't get there, blown down already. That referee blew a free kick there for no reason whatsoever. There was no foul in that challenge whatsoever. A reactionary female referee. No foul there whatsoever. I think you can think that England might feel a little aggrieved there that this naive referee would call such a foul where there's no foul. You know what, Chunzo, you're going to hate my guts for this, but I have no affinity, no love, no interest, no enjoyment with Bruce Springsteen whatsoever. And I don't want to piss anybody off. I really don't. But he is so not what I listen to. He's just not what I listen to. I respect who he is and what he's done. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. But I'm bored by him. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the boring one. I don't think so, but he bores me. I know he's done a lot of great things. I know he's got a great band and all the rest of it, and I respect all of that. I say that. I respect it. But it does nothing for me. Nothing at all. I've never listened to him, and if I do hear him listening, I normally turn it off because it does nothing for me. England now, give and go. Gordon with the ball. Goes past one, goes past two, spins around, loses his man, taps it off. Free kick referee, no free kick. Again, free kick coming in, and I say, take a look at this free kick. Take a look at this free kick. Take a look at this free kick. Too angry, this referee, too angry, looking for decisions. Where's the foul? Where's the foul? Where really was the foul there? So it's gone both ways. New Zealand can feel adjourned recently about the foul given, but against the foul given against them, again, I gotta say, what is she calling? Bruce Springsteen. My favourite thing about Bruce Springsteen is Little Steven and his love for garage rock. Like I say, I can respect it. I really can. But I never got into Bruce Springsteen when I was living in Europe. I never got into Bruce Springsteen when I was living in England or in Wales. I never got into him. It just wasn't my deal. Chunzo, I do love Green Day. Oh, yeah. Ball in, blocked by the wall. Green Day. Now you're talking. Green Day, another great song. Punkish, pop, lots of fun. Green Day. Do you have the time to listen to me whine? No, you don't. You don't. You really don't. You don't. And you know the funny thing about Green Day? Every time I see them now, yes, they still look the same, but it's funny to see them looking older, jamming out the same great music, yeah? It's kind of funny. Music is timeless, they say. England now, 1-0 up, still against New Zealand. New Zealand hanging in there, but if they could just get one shot on goal to test Trafford in net, that would be a beautiful thing. And while it's 1-0, New Zealand are still very much in this game. Anthony Gordon now on the box, left side, passes it through. Cross coming in. No, it doesn't come through. Bellingham pissing around on the box, trying to be Mr. Superman. Best thing is just cross the ball, mate. Ball coming through. Again, England on the ball. Bellingham, the big number 10, not doing anything right now. 18, in the middle. Cross it in there. Free kick, penalty. Penalty. Or is it offside? She was looking for the penalty. She was pointing at the penalty spot, then looked across to the linesman and said offside. I tell you what, that very, 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 very interesting referee in here. Take another look. Pass the ball, pass the ball. To call that offside from there, I tell you what, amazing. The flag didn't go up. The flag did not go up. This referee has lost the plot there. Absolutely. The referee and the linesman were not in sync. He did not raise his flag for offside. It came with the referee's decision calling a penalty. No penalty there at all. Very naive refereeing. And that referee does Major League Soccer and women's soccer only. Maybe it's time for women to referee women's games only and men to referee men's only and end the debate. Sometimes I feel that the men's game is being leached on by women referees to get experience. I can understand that, but do it at your own game. Do it in the women's game. That's where it needs to be. She's making a mockery of this match. See, the linesman's flag never came up for offside. I'm telling you now. It never came up. He was not calling offside. Mr. Ramirez. He wasn't calling offside. Now she's going to go over and check something. This is all being made by her. Chunzo's coming off. No, I'm joking. Liberato Kakachi. Chunzo, your man's coming off. Liberato Kakachi just came off. 61 minutes in. Look for him in the World Cup. This has all been orchestrated by this referee. Madness. Absolute madness. Madness. Absolute madness. No offside. No penalty. Why are you stopping the game? Madness. Absolute madness. Rush of blood by this referee again. Should never ever be allowed to referee an international match between men ever again. She's not up to snuff. Madness. Now, where's that time getting added on? We had 2.5 minutes wasted there. Where's that time being tacked on at the end of this match? Look for that. I want to see 2.5 minutes tacked on at the end of this match. Otherwise, what are you stopping the fucking game for? Madness. We got a generic kids soccer referee. These players deserve better. Keep watching. If you don't put your head in there, mate, you don't get banged. Use your foot. It's foot height. You don't need to dive in with your head. Use your boot. "63 minutes gone. My main music is Korean like Big Bang. Hey, 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 hey. Big Bang. Big fun. Totally big fun. Angus says Green Day bores me. Most of them do because of a lot of repetitious tracks, yeah? But the important ones, the big ones, they kind of dingle in people's minds. If we go heavier metal, can I get behind a System of a Down? System of a Down, yeah. Different. I like all genres. My main music is Korean music like Big Bang. Angus says, I like some metal, but more into punk, yeah. Yep. And it comes from the era that we're born in, I reckon. Like, I don't mind the punk rock either. Susie and the Banshees used to turn me right on, I tell you. Oh, love that band. You used to love it. The Cure. I love The Cure. So I'll tell you now, anybody listening in, if you were listening to the music from the late 70s to the early 90s, you were listening to the best shit. I know people will say the 60s And the 70s was amazing, but late 70s and 80s, and very early 90s, like 91, top end, 92, amazing music. Yeah. Angus Moorworth, I like some metal, but more punk. Dave Balsey says, I wish this was rugby. Why would you say that? Come on back at me. You wish this was rugby. I want to know what you're thinking. But I think I know what you're saying, because England and New Zealand, yeah, cracking. I've actually announced, I'm very lucky, you know what? I'm going to get up and show you guys something that I don't normally do. I don't normally get up, but I'm going to get up and show you guys something. You just touched on something, Dave Ballsy. You just touched on something. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to show you something. Dave Ballsy, you're looking for rugby. Here's a story for you as we continue. Here is a story for you. Dave Ballsy and everybody else. And give me a second here. I'm going to do this right for you, Davey. But that ball there, have a look at that. While you're watching your football, your soccer, have a look at this rugby ball. That is from the Churchill Cup. The Churchill Cup final between those teams. There was a 6-game tournament, and the final was between England and New Zealand. I got to announce that match at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton in front of the fans. I never, ever announced another rugby match, but this was the only one I did. Yeah. New Zealand won the final over England. So anybody in New Zealand, if you want this ball, give me a call. Let me know what you're willing to pay for this, because that is the World Cup final ball, or the Churchill Cup final ball, that New Zealand won over England. So there you go, my friend. And it's a cougar. It's a real deal cougar. Free kick coming up. England moving left to right with Anthony Gordon on the right side. And Barclays were the sponsor. Oh, yeah. And there's the teams again. And that was the final ball. Because as you can see, it's been deflated. They popped the needle, and the referee, Sandy Nesbitt, what a memory I've got, man. This is crazy. Sandy Nesbitt was the referee, and he came over to me after the match and said, Steve, I've got a present for you. I'm like, really, Sandy, what's that? He went, here's the match ball. You did such a great call on the games, and I also called the Women's World Cup as well. So I've done a lot of rugby internationals, but the men's was the only one I did, was this one. I did the complete Women's World Cup in 2006, but they gave me this trophy. It's a ball, but it's a trophy for me. And there you go. Barclays and all the teams. One more time. How about that, Dave? What do you reckon? Impressed? I'll leave it there so you can see it moving forward. But I can't put it in front of the World Cup, so it's going to have to come over here. There you go. It's going to have to come over here. There we go. So there you go, Dave. You've opened up something that, hey, I know what you mean now. But that really came to me. There's Harry Kane in a lovely blue shirt. He's had the shower. He's nice and clean. Pickford's next to him. Mainu's next to him. They've done their job, coming over for a water break. But again, saying this, when I did this match, it was a really proud moment. New Zealand against England in the final. So like I say, Dave Ballsy, we got something. We got something. There it is. And I'll keep it there. You know what? I'll move the mic over a bit. There we go. There you go. Keep your ball in play. There you go. Everybody's happy. And what do you think about the flags? What do you think of the flags in the background? Pretty Restore Britain or England football camp or whatever you want to call it. But it looks rather political, doesn't it? People coming in last night going, Steve, you look like you're a political movement. I went, no, not at all. It's football. It's soccer. It's not political. Not at all. So there you go. And wait for the World Cup studio. It's going to change. Harry's looking bronzed. But again, that cross in from Jed Spence, lovely cross in. He got this one right. Harry under the ball, and clips it in. Great finish by Harry Kane one more time. But that's what he does. That is what he does. I can see lots of English fans in the crowd. Getting the water break again. Tuchel going through the motions with the team, asking for more. I think he's got a couple of players in that team right now that may not get too much time. The egos is not what England need. It's work rate, excellence. Young O'Reilly, number 3, I'd have him in all the time ahead of some of the experienced ego tits. I didn't say egotists, I said tits. Ego tits, because they louse it up. But O'Reilly, number 3, walking out on the field there, he's a guy I'd definitely have in there. For what he's done with Man City this season, I'm not a Man City fan, you know that. But what he's done this season, I'd let him go through. Looking at the offside there, it's a bit late in the day to start doing that, yeah? And that line is not straight. Give me a break. That line is not even straight. That line was cooking to the right. What the hell are they doing there? Trying to bullshit that they got the call right? That line categorically was moving low left to high right across the field. It wasn't even level with the penalty area. What the hell are they trying to figure out here? Dumbing us down with stupidity, maybe? I don't know. You got to be really stupid to believe that line. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But Dave says, I wish this was rugby. I know what he means. You should look at the Royston Club. Yeah, I saw them at the K Ras. You bet you did. I bet you did. England now on the ball, back to the keeper, Trafford in net. Getting his time, nicely played by Trafford, one time. But that's what you want to see your keeper doing. Get it out of play, get it up the field, move the ball. Gordon now coming back, switching back. England back on the back line again. And as soon as they get the ball, New Zealand sprinting back into midfield to cover passing lanes and pick up the loose men. So again, New Zealand playing overtime physically, if not quality. You're going to chase that ball now. Dan, I tell you what, that's a player that's losing legs. Dan Scarr looks like he's losing legs. And he's only been out there a little while. That's what the heat's doing to these people. The heat is taking away the legs. It'd be a great idea to see who his fittest players are off this match. Playing in the heat will let Tuchel know, the England coach, will let Thomas Tuchel know who can handle the heat and who can't. If you're walking, you're not working. If you're running, you're winning. You got to run for the win. If you walk, you're never going to win a match. Into the chat. Angus says, I prefer Australian rules football over rugby. Funny story, true story. My brother played for the British Australian rules team on tour in North America a while back. And they got some big boys on that team. And a lot of dentures get renewed quite regular. Yeah, those boys get bruised. But yeah, my brother played for the the British Lions. And literally tore it up. But that game takes it out of your body, let me tell you. You end up with injuries that are long-term. Anthony Gordon now, down on left wing. Can he take his man? He has the ability. He wants to go outside. He really does, and he doesn't get the ball with him. He goes through, taps it off. Tony gets in the way. Shot coming in, blocked again. Tony coming in the way, blocked again. There's too many players on this creative line for England getting in each other's way. Man down again. Tony literally in the way at the wrong time. Throwing coming up New Zealand. I'm glad you like it, Dave. Glad you like it. And anybody else that enjoys rugby. But oddly enough, the match I went to watch Canada play Uzbekistan the other night in Edmonton as a fan was where I announced this match and competition within the media announcing sports events. Majorly football, soccer, but this one was rugby. And also the Women's Rugby World Cup, I did that as well. England moving forward on the edge of the box. Legs looking a little bit beshevelled. Gordon now needs to come inside, loses the ball again. That's a couple of times that he has not excelled on this horrible field. Look at the field right now. You can see how bad it is. This is the level you want to see. Too many times I've seen fields like this where it's not good enough to play on. I can understand it costs lots of money to put a new field in. But if you're going to do it right. Do it early. Don't do it last minute. And don't leave it looking like this. A lot of guys would have been complaining about this field before the game kicked off, I tell you now. Angus says, Tommy Brady was tampering with the rugby ball. Nice one, nice one, nice one. England on the right wing now, moving outside. Lots of step overs. He gets past, goes for the corner. I'm a firm believer if you can't beat your man for pace, get the cross in early. Don't bother taking the man on one and literally ruining the play or risking losing possession. Get the cross in early. The goal for England from Jed Spence was an early cross on the edge, level with the edge of the 18-yard box. He didn't try go down the line. He didn't try beat his man. He put the cross in early. And Kane got under the ball and headed it in. Get the cross in early, destabilise the defence, open up your forwards and have a creative moment. Jude Bellingham again. I'm looking for some inspiration from this guy for him to do something, but he doesn't seem to be doing anything at the moment. He needs to pick up his tempo, pace, and passing ability. Chipped cross in the box, level in, going out, going wide. Interesting corner, a chipped little cross. Dan Burn gets on it. See if I can still do this. Lovely. All the way into the bag. Lovely. How many people have got a rugby ball from a final on their set doing a soccer watch-along? I think that's got to be a first, no? One more time. England on the cross. Far, 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 far wide. Not even close. Tony looking for it. Wants to get on something, but not good. Good says, hey, good. How you doing, fella? Looking good, bro. Everything bless. Boom. How you doing? Good. Dave Magotti says, England also played New Zealand earlier today as a cricket match. What was the score, my friend? What was the score? Big time England-New Zealand day, hey? There's Chris Woods coming off. He's done his day. Dave also says, for us, rugby fans can watch the All Blacks versus Springboks in Maryland this season. Oh, yes. Springboks and All Blacks. What a great game that'll be. Oh, yes. I played rugby as a kid in college. And this golden tooth in the back here is from rugby. Kicked right out of my face in the scrum. Bang! It gets in there. Spit that tooth out, carried on playing. Spit chiplets out. It wasn't a tooth after that. Big metal stud, bang in the face, hooking for the ball, gets my face instead of the ball, ripped my lip open, smashed my tooth out. I spat the bits out, carried on playing. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Bottle of water, out it goes. You're checking down, it's little bits, nothing there to fix. That's what happens. There you go. But yeah, All Blacks and Springboks in Maryland this September. That'll be huge, Dave. That'll be huge. Dave also says tickets to that are super expensive. Are they as expensive as the Gouge Fest? The Gouge Fest. You know what I'm saying, the Gouge Fest, the World Cup. Free kick into the box now. New Zealand looking to get something. Trafford watching it go wide. Catches it outside. Should be a goal kick. It's a corner. But yeah, tickets will be expensive to that, but not as expensive as the Gougefest World Cup. Those tickets are ridiculous. And you know what? This stadium here, if this was the stadium, say this was a World Cup game. Example, question to everybody right now. Looking at the crowd, if this was a World Cup stadium crowd with lots of empty seats like you can see, what would you think? What would you think? Well, get ready for it. I'm sure you're going to be entertained and see this. Corner coming in, far post. It's up in the mixer. Coming back down. Free kick. I got to tell you something straight now. There's been a few corners that have been whistled down by this referee that I'm scratching my head at. I'm like, what is she calling? What is she calling? I'm scratching my head sometimes. She's not up with play. She's a mile away from play all the time. She's never close to it. Look how far away from the play she is. She's never up with the play. Angus says, I like cricket, but do not have time for a 5-day test match. Ha ha ha. Yes. I remember as a young lad watching 5-day cricket. I did. At the Oval. Lords. Watching it live. And the old cans going when Jamaica came in. Great West Indian fans. Or Jamaica coming in, I should say. West Indians, big time. Back in the day. Clive Lloyd, Viv Richards, all the greats of real cricket gentlemen from the West Indies. Brilliant times. Then you had the great games against Australia. Great games against New Zealand. Yeah. Arthur Ashe. Not Arthur Ashe, sorry, I'm thinking of something else. The great bowler. Dennis Lilly, as I'm thinking about. Dennis Lilly, yeah. England, though, labouring here. 1-0 up against New Zealand. 10 minutes to go. Can they get a second? New Zealand playing England tough. Shot coming in, going through. Should have let that go through. Too many people on the ball. Too many chefs are spoiling the broth. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. All of them trying too much. There's too many chefs in the kitchen here. Damn good cup of tea, though, I've got to tell you. But Dave Magotti says, honestly, I think some of the games will be that empty. Some of the games will be that empty. I have to agree with Mr. Dave Magotti. I have to agree with you, Davey. I think there's going to be some empties. I think it's going to be an embarrassing World Cup in many ways. And they've done it to themselves. They've done it to the fans. They've overpriced stuff. Way overpriced stuff. Ridiculoso. Shouldn't be like that. You're abusing the fans when you outprice the fans from the match. The match is supposed to be attended by fans, not elitists. You price it out from the fans, they won't come. I love the World Cup and I love all the teams and I love what the World Cup stands for, but I got to tell you, I wouldn't care if there were no people in the stands just to literally embarrass Infantino and these thieving bastards. Because I call it the thieving World Cup now. It's absolute theft out of families' pockets. They have no respect for people, families whatsoever. If they did, they would never have chose to put the prices as they are. And your New York and New Jersey, you can jump into that one as too. The train ride, which should be $12.90 or $9.60 on a return from the game to the city, you're charging $98 for. I'm never going to forget that or forgive it. Keeper coming out, Trafford grabs nice and easy. Offside. But yeah, I think, Dave and everybody else, there's going to be empty seats in these buildings. And the only people you can point the finger at is FIFA and greed. Absolute corporate greed. They don't recognise us, the fans. They don't respect us, the fans. Because if they did, the prices would be way lower. I don't mind if you charge me $25 for the train ride that is normally $12.50. Double it. Double it at $12.50. Yeah, there's no problem there. But you're putting $130 on it originally before you got slapped down. Now it's 98. Yeah. Double it at 25. You haven't doubled it. You've raised it 800%. 800% for a rail ticket, short trip from town to the stadium. 800% raise. And you can look at the tickets at the same. And I'll say another thing with the tickets, it's absolute fraud. The way that they circulate tickets that are sold and that are not sold, and circulating tickets for sale that are sold, and circulating tickets for fans for free that they have to now pay for, it's an absolute nightmare. Embarrassing, greedy nightmare. Again, this game is fizzling down the last couple of minutes. It's really had a training affair for both teams. And I hope you got something out of this game, because I don't know what Thomas Tuchel would have got out of this game with the England team. I know New Zealand has got a great workout defensively. They will get more out of this game than England, no doubt about it. And they've grown into this game immensely. Reece now with a terrible back pass to Trafford. That could have gone very wrong. Bun on the game. England trying to move it out. New Zealand pressing up, looking for something. And I got to say, 100% New Zealand, well done for this effort right the way through. They've grown in the game. They've brought something throughout the whole game. And England are the one with questions. England are the ones with questions after this match. Cast your eyes on New Zealand in the World Cup and look at the results and see how this 1-0 gauges against other teams in the World Cup. This is a friendly, not a World Cup match. But England fans will be looking for way more. Gordon now down the wing, needs to push it inside, comes inside, keeps coming inside, takes that shot. Easy for the keeper. Looks good, looks nice, but not effective. And Gordon could have done a lot better. That ball is kicking underneath himself, so he's not releasing the full power of the leg. Easy gather for the keeper. New Zealand, can they grab a late-minute winner or tying goal? It would feel like a winner, I should say. Can they get a late tying goal? And I say, they've played a top match. Considering the level of these players against the level of the England players, they've played out of their skins. They can go home tonight to the hotel feeling very good about themselves. 1-0 against England. That's a hell of a good result. Final 3 minutes coming up. Dave Mugotti says, so the greed factor in terms of overpricing tickets isn't isolated to FIFA. No, it's not. It's not. But I would say to the level of FIFA, I think they've gone over and above everybody else. Look, I picked up 2 tickets the other day for the game that I just went to in Edmonton. 50-yard line, row 37, under the upper bowl in cover. $200 per ticket. I bought 2. At halfway. If you go down in the video down below, the video category down below at Ultimate Soccer Show, look at the last video, my 1,100 kilometer road trip, Canada versus Uzbekistan. Look at my seats in that video. That was $400 for 2 tickets at an international match. There's no need to go higher than that. It's absolute corporate greed. Ball into the box on the edge. New Zealand coming up with the scraps, moving forward. Do they keep it? Coughing it up. It's up for grabs. Keeping it going. A very scrappy finish to the match here. Diving in and out like schoolboys and a free kick. I tell you, some of the calls she's making, I'm just shaking my heads. I'm shaking my head. Literally. I'm going to say this. Harry Kane up under the ball is the only thing to talk about for England in the game. Great finish, but Spence with the cross. He might be thinking, did I do enough to make Thomas Tuchel think I should be the man to put the cross in for Harry in the first game at the World Cup? Interesting. 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 Angus says the World Cup sales method is switch and bait. Yes. Yes, it is. 100. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant way to say that. Switch and bait. Because as I've been looking at tickets online for the last few months, it's switch and bait and rip off. It's switch and bait and rip off. It really is. That is a great, great term, Dave. Or Angus, I should say. Switch and bait. Absolutely brilliant. Shot coming in. New Zealand. Can they get something going? Still on the edge of the box, fighting for it. England trying to come away. Bellingham goes down, gets the free kick. Pushes it wide. Anthony Gordon now. Last final seconds in the game. He needs to do something. He's done nothing all game. Show your worth and show Bayern München fans, what you got. Because right now they'll be thinking, he didn't do too much. All this running for nothing. I can't start shouting hate messages to international teams, guys. I can't do that. Sorry, I can't do that. That's not for me to do. That's for you to do. You can say whatever you like, but I can't start hating any team. It's not the way to do it. I'll critique the shit out of you, but I won't put hate mail up there. I'll only work with what I got. So Chunzo, can't do that. That's not really the way I do. Last final seconds. Going out of play. Keeps it in play. Nicely defended one more time. New Zealand, like I say, I've said it 1,000 times tonight, but New Zealand have played a great defensive game. And as a test before the World Cup, this is probably the best thing they could get. You would have expected someone like France or Spain maybe to have at least won 2-3-1 or nil. It's showing England has this problem with creativity. Lots of ball play. Man down, clipped. Konza on the edge of his ankle or on his toe, gets stood on. Nothing serious. Understandable. Yeah, totally, Chunzo, totally. We can go a little bit more harebrained when we've got Wrexham on the screen, but I'll start getting myself a bad name. Not that I worry too much, but I better not bring it on myself, yeah? But hey, well done, early men in the door, Leonardo and Chunzo, for telling them Toregs to piss off with their bullshit when they came in and were storming the chat. Don't worry, they got banned. Ball in the middle, put it away. Oh, what a miss. What a miss. What a miss. What a miss. Took it too easy on that finish, didn't you? Oh, my life. Good job he's offside. Good job he's offside. Miles offside, by the way, but took it too easy on that, eh? Oh. Miles offside. Read the line, Tony. Read the line. How can you be offside in that position? That's unforgivable. I'd bench him for that. If it was in a World Cup final and you're offside when you need to be onside, think about that for a minute. I'd bench him. I'd say, you were offside in a very, very important moment. I'm going to bench you for the next game. Get onside, I'll play you for the next game. If you get an offside, I'll bench you. Give them something to think about. One minute 15 to go, and it is all done. When I said England would feel the heat, now you're seeing it. Two different teams, two halves, pretty much, and neither of the teams could really go for it. Ball into the box, easily clearance one more time. The crossing for the English national team today has been pretty weak. Pretty weak. That should be an England throw-in. Seconds to do, getting few. The next match we're going to talk, literally, is tomorrow night, the World Cup preview. The World Cup preview. The groups, who's going to go through. Then we're going to look at the top teams. Out of the teams that go through, we'll pick a top 10. Out of the top 10, we'll start to pick our top 4. Brilliant play there, down the wing. Can England make something out of this? Defendingly, absolutely brilliant again by New Zealand. They're not giving up even now. Fighting for the last second. Cross coming in, decent cross. Cleared again, easily by New Zealand, as they've done all night long. Nice trickery, not doing. I'd be inclined to give the free kick for England, not against England for that one. But hey, there you go. I'm not the referee. Harry Kane getting out of the stool slowly. Stonesy's getting up with him. It's done deal. 1-0 on the day to England. What can you say? Fair play from England. Got the goal. Harry Kane did it. However, if it wasn't for Harry Kane, this would have ended 0-0 and New Zealand would have got their first ever result against England. It wasn't to be here in Tampa Bay, Raymond James Stadium. Again, highlights on the field. It looked like a field, not a pitch. Wasn't the greatest. Not conducive to football. Lines in the field. You can look at it now. Lines in the field. That field is not good to play on. And I think that it really did reflect on the game itself. Guys did their best. But I'd hope to say that stadium needs to be a lot better when anybody uses it again. Seen too many stadiums that looked like garbage over the years. Going to get some chats and some stats and see where we're going. Let me get the stats up right now and see what that's brought us today. England, New Zealand on the day. Got the stats in front of me right now. I'm going to take you with me to go and have a look at it. Come with me. Have a look at the stats right now. And we'll get into this. There's your stats on the board for you right now. Take a good look at the stats. You can see what's going on today. Just going to roll that down a little bit. Soft touch. There you go. Soft touch. Mouse on the way. England 1, New Zealand 0 on the day. As you can see, Harry Kane 45 plus 3s. Jed Spence puts the cross in from the edge of the box. Early cross. I've been asking for early crosses all the time to make things happen. That was the only one that was early. Rest of the time, they try to beat the man one-on-one, putting in average to below average crosses, which New Zealand had no problem defending. And at the end of the day, it goes 1-0 for England. It could have been more, but let's not forget, Thomas Tuchel fielding a lot of players in the second half, changing the complexion of the game. The second half was probably better than the first. However, the first had the goal in it. Great header by Harry Kane, though, again, under the ball of Spence's cross. Looking at the stats, though, 18 shots for England, quick tea time. 2 shots for New Zealand. New Zealand don't get a shot on target. England get 4. I said early on in it was going to be high 60s, early 70s percentage for England. Indeed it is. 66% for England. 34% New Zealand, which I think is quite high actually when you consider the play itself. I think it should have been in the 70s. Fouls on the day, 9 for New Zealand, 4 for England. Offsides, 2 for England, 1 New Zealand. Corners, 8 for England, 1 for New Zealand. That's what she said on the day. So therefore, the stats through. Let's get back into the chat. But again, England could have done a lot better, but didn't. Just 1 second. Going back with you. Here we go. Back into the chat one more time. Into the chat to finish off and summarising with this game. Like I say, tomorrow night we're going to be talking the big World Cup preview show. I'm going to look at all the games, all the groups in detail, and we'll pick out the top 2 teams in each group, and we're going to look at the final 8 teams going through as well. But importantly is the top 2, because invariably the third place team is not going to win the World Cup coming out of a group. So we're going to look at the top 2 in detail from A to L, all the groups. Then we'll take the top 10. Then we're going to look at our top 4. Then we'll be able to see who's going to get close with who's possibly the dark horses as well. Then we'll take a look at the tickets, the hotels, the trains, the planes, and the empty seats one more time, just to give it a rounded feel about what we're looking at as we go through. Back into the chat. Dave Magotti, for the New Zealand-South Africa match tickets start at $156 for the upper bowl, and this is a 70,000-seater stadium. A lot of empty seats still. That's how New Zealand Rugby's private equity party are dictating the pricing. I understand what you're saying. I do. Bulba Shark, such a boring game. A training session for both. 100%. 100%. 100%. Bulba Shark, I said the same thing about an hour ago. You're absolutely on the money, my friend. Training session. England weren't really going to it by any means. They were going through a generic training session. New Zealand, however, well, they had a workout in defence, didn't they? The quality between these 2 teams is there for everybody to see, everybody to recognise. England much better than New Zealand, hence they are the guys that won the match. But again, it was a training session, very boring. Reading yours again, I'm going to read it again. Bulbashock, such a boring game, a training session for both. And on the back of that, England have had 3 flat games in the last 3. 1-1 Uruguay at Wembley, a 0-1 loss to Japan at Wembley, and now this 1-0 over New Zealand. 3 flat games. You can say games of non-importance, games of training situation, games where you're going to bring players in and blood players. Well, I think it's too late for England to start blooding anything. They got to know what they've got. Tuchel must know what he's got after a couple of seasons in the job, yeah? I think so. But yeah, boring. And so many times, if you didn't know this, England fans are bored to tears with what they get to watch. So much talent, so much failure. 60 years of nothing. 60 years of nothing. Yeah. Before that win in 66, the 1966 World Cup, there was 36 years of nothing. No World Cup from the first to 66, 1930 to 66, 36 years, I can do my maths. And after that, 60 years of nothing. What makes anybody think England's going to win this World Cup? And they're on another continent. Remember, European teams don't normally do well in South American World Cups or North American World Cups. Baba. Let's see where this goes. But yeah, Dave, I've got to agree. A boring training session. Chunzo says, thanks all. It's late here now. Chunzo. Big up to you, son. Have a good sleep. See you soon. Tomorrow night. Or maybe it's tomorrow morning for you. But the World Cup show coming tomorrow. I'm going to list it after this. Don't worry. Dave Magotti, some of the groups will have a good third-place team. They will. But I can't think that a third-place team is going to win the World Cup is my thought pathing there. I think you're going to see the best 2 teams finish first and second on average throughout the groups, A to L. And I understand your point. It is possible. Definitely is possible. While you're alive and in the game, you're going to win or you're going to lose, but you're in the game. So all teams in the game, the best 8 places, the best top 2 in each group. So best top 2 and then the best 8 for the knockout round of 32. So 24 automatic go through as first and second. And the third place team, you have to see your best 8 third place teams in the groups themselves to find out who is the best 8. But point taken, Dave, point taken. Absolutely. Oh, Crystal's going to read my head off. Just a second, I've got to fix something. I thought I had that fixed. Why did that go back? I'm sure I did that scoreboard, but it didn't stay as it was. That is so strange. Okay, we're good. I've got something glitching on the inside. We're good. Okay, Crystal, how you doing? Back up to you in a second. Dave Magotti, I look at Norway, Senegal and France. Interesting. Norway. With Haaland, if they can find form, and they're on one of the top teams in Europe right now, no one's talking about Norway, but if Haaland had a super career, well, what makes you think he's not going to have a super World Cup? Goal-scoring machine. Into Crystal Disco Ball. Angus, I watched the USA versus Germany game, as well as was extremely encouraged by USA's performance. Crystal, I've got to tell you, a lot of people are talking up USA's performance against Germany, Deutschland. A lot of people. You lost. But they're talking up the performance. Just saying. Keep it going, USA. Well done, Crystal. And while you were there, enjoying the game, I was here doing the scoreboard. And it is right. It is right. And it was right. We did good. Dave Magotti says, realistically, either of them might end up third from that group. They could. Absolutely, they could. They really could. Bulbashock from England. England have never won the Euros. Even Soviet Union won it. Yes. Finished second. But who likes second place? It's like I told you at the Champions League final the other day. Those players from Arsenal putting on those silver medals from the Champions League final, they don't want them medals. And they were taking those medals off shortly after being presented around their necks. Silver medals are like a noose around your neck. You don't want them. No good. Good point there, Bulbous. Good point, my son. Good point. Soviet Union. We were talking about Russia earlier today as well with the 3-0 win. Angus says, thank you, Stevie. See you all soon. Cheers, Angus. Get out of here, mate. Have a good day. Lots of hours left in the sun for you, my friend. Kent says, missed it. Yard work. Did Libby get minutes? Yes, he did. Liberatio Cacace went off in around the 60th minute in the second half. He had a good game. He really had a decent game. Left side of defence for New Zealand. He really played top skin. He did. And I tell you what, they needed him to. But everything he did was top draw. He played the best game I've seen him so far. Not even with Wrexham did he play that good. Well, we hardly got time to see him, but he played a great game. Tea time, baby. Bulbous Shark says Scotland are looking dangerous. You know, if Scotland hit the World Cup in form, they probably could do very well. They really could. It's all about confidence. It's all about good feel. It's all about teamwork. Give me a team of workmen with one quality player up front. I'll do well with that. But don't give me egotists with all the skill in the world that can't work for 2 minutes. I don't want any of that. Even growing up as a kid, watching football, being trained over the days by coaches on the sideline and then coaches in professional football as I'm getting into it young, and coaches later in professional football. They always want the workman. They've got no time for the guy that thinks he's all that but doesn't present anything, doesn't deliver. The guy that works hard always delivers. I'll give you an example. James Milner, Villa, Liverpool, Brighton, England, always delivers, always gives you effort. He's the kind of guy you want in your team. A workhorse. But yes, Scotland look dangerous. They do. They do. And I'm a big fan of McTominay. Absolute huge fan of Scott McTominay. Still cannot understand why that team, Man United, let him go. Did they not see the literal level and ability that he has? Because, face it, he's got it. Kent Alberta Rex is out of here. He says big thumbs up. Kent, have a great day, mate. Have a great day. Loving it in Alberta. I'm going to say, as we slowly close this down and get out of here, come back tomorrow. Look for the listing today for the World Cup preview show. I'm going to look at all the groups, got all the glossaries for you, ready to go. Okay, I'll show you one of the quick groups right now before we move along. Let's take a look at Group G on your screen right now. There's Group G. So we're going to look at Group G. And like I say, I'm going to highlight something. You see the goals for and the goals against? Double zeros. Double zeros. We're going to need double zeros at the World Cup. Let's take a look at England coming on your screen in a second or two. Give me 1 second. There's the England team in your screen right now. Again, the double zeros. Look at the double zeros. I've got a question for you, and I'm going to ask this again tomorrow to those that are not listening right now or watching. Do you see any group, World Cup group graphics where they have double zeros? Or do they have the single zeros? Because their graphic artists are going to have to make massive changes to their graphics to get where we are. We're ahead of the game, baby. We're ahead of the game. So tomorrow, like I say, coming back on your screen right now, tomorrow we're going to be looking at the World Cup groups. We'll look at the top 10. From there, we're going to look at the top 4. We're also going to look at the dark horses. And I got my mind on a couple of dark horses that nobody's talking about. And if they have great tournaments, they could go far. They really could. Then we'll take a look at the tickets, the hotels, the trains and the planes and the automobile costs and the seat costs as well. Join me tomorrow for that one as we close this one down. But again, I'm going to say, England cruising to a training game. Wasn't a real match in my opinion. It was a training game with New Zealand. The only team that really got something out of this for my money today is New Zealand, with being dominated defensively against a big team, and they came up looking good. The only goal they got scored on was Harry Kane's under the ball header into the far corner around Crocombe from a great cross from Jed Spence. Join me tomorrow for the World Cup song. The World Cup song, as we look at all swan song, I should say, as we look at all the groups before we get into that tournament. Yeah? You can check the stats and check everything else. One more time. Dave Magotti says, with the tournament being really long, if a team is 4-0 ahead at half-time, they will really press on running up the score. You're going to have to think that when a team gets battered in one of these groups, most of these groups, the other teams have got to realise goal difference is going to be the difference between first and second possibly, or second and third possibly. So goals, yes, will definitely be something people want. But did you want to have a World Cup where people get battered beyond belief? I know North American crowds love goals, but I love game. Too many goals means your team got no game. We're going to see some horrific scores in this World Cup. We really are. We're going to see some empty buildings. We're going to see a lot of stuff. Come back tomorrow and we'll talk about all that other stuff. But we definitely will be looking at what's coming next. Tomorrow night, join me, literally, preview to the World Cup in our time. Groups, and then we'll take the 10. Then we'll take the 4, the dark horses, and the rest that I've told you.